In the 6 years of the war, there were a lot of nations fighting on different sides. A lot of nations were fighting on the side of the Axis and on the side of the Allies. And maybe even both. Now, after all this, it's pretty easy to agree that not all nations would agree to the same plan in particularly Europe, because they kinda did agree in Asia and Africa. I will now go through most of the Allied powers' plans in the continent of Europe. I will rank each of these in a tier list based off each criteria. First of all, realism. Yeah, it has to be somewhat realistic. Like, let's say, I don't know, the Soviets annex Sweden is not the most realistic. Number 2, is the map good? Do I agree with the different ideas of the map? You will understand that more later. These are the main ones. There's some other small stuff, but we will get to there when we get to them in each map. Before I start, absolutely huge thanks for the recent support. If you like this content, like and subscribe, and write in the comments a alternative scenario you want me to do. Now on to the ranking. First off, we got Winston Churchill. Now, overall in Europe, not much changed on the outside, but Central Europe got a small remake. Now, first of all, the Rhineland being an international zone is just so weird to me. Now, ignoring that the League of Nations doesn't exist after World War II. Ignore the different audio. This is me from like 3 minutes later. Yes, the UN does have international zones and they still use it, but I think my point still stands that I will tell you later. So just wanted to tell that, and now bye. Why just don't make it a state protected by France? I feel like Poland was kind of screwed over in this peace treaty. They should have definitely gained at least Silesia from the northern Germans, because they didn't really lose any territory except the Rhineland. Now, yes, they did lose South Germany, but the Confederation of the Rhine is its own problem. Germans have a huge majority in this nation, so the Hungarians, the state will be pretty quickly pretty dysfunctional. For now, I'll give this one a D tier. It is not bad, and I like the idea of splitting Germany apart, but there are some things that they just get wrong, specifically the Confederation of the Rhine. Next up, we got the French. Who got everything? I am shocked. I thought that these whining, cheese-eating surrender monkeys would demand all up to the Rhine. But okay, I guess not. Moving on. Next up, we have the USSR, or more specifically, Beria. So at first glance, it may look pretty solid, but now first of all, I want to question why China has a occupation zone. Like, dude, they're China. They're in a civil war. No. Other than that, okay, I do see the other border decisions, and this was actually supposed to go to India according to him, but we'll just ignore that. Now, something that I can't ignore though is what they did with their German occupation zone. You wanna know why? This island goes to Russia, and this is, and you probably guessed it right, Kazakhstan. Yeah, this is pretty weird. Whatever. Poland also barely got compensated, and then you got also East Prussia, which looks like, dude, this is a German state, which, okay, I see, as long as it isn't communist, because then we'd have two communist Germany. And also there's a Jewish state here, which would probably be communist. Dude, what the You also got the Morgenthau plan, which was a division of Germany, into an international zone, north and south, and then it comes into the stuff about Germany. Yeah, this is a horrible idea, F2. Germany is still a huge nation. Now, then you got FDR, to which I have absolutely nothing to say. A good division of Germany, but B tier. Yeah, I'm so done with the end of this list. Like, the audio quality is easily worse because I have to use different headphones that I use normally in my video. This is only a short-term solution. I'm looking into better ones, but yeah, that's the only thing I have for the last minute. I may not be posting for a while, and making this video was just pure agony. Bye.